if there's one thing that I've always wanted to do, it's to have a one-on-one conversation with the one and only Huanimal. What's up, man?
I thought you were going to say like a totally different name just to like throw it off.
Dude, I had to say it. It was meant to be one-on-one conversation.
Oh
I literally
gosh.
had to write that up yesterday. I was
Really?
like, ooh, I'm going to use this as the intro.
I thought you just made it up now. I'm
No.
like, wow, it's really
Dude,
impressive.
it's written on my phone. I have a cheat sheet. What's up, dude? How have you been?
Oh man, it's been pretty wild this year, of course. I think we were just talking about how we haven't seen each other in like a year.
Dude, the last time I saw you was NAC in 2019. Was that 2019?
NBA.
Sorry, yeah, NBA 2019.
Yeah.
That's Natural Bodybuilding Australasia, or is it Australia?
I think it's Australia.
So Natural Bodybuilding Australia, which was here in the Philippines, that was an international show. That was the last time we saw each other.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, you had a bunch of athletes in that show, and
Yeah. It was a good show,
mhm.
but it was very tiring because they kept delaying the categories like an hour, 2
Yeah.
hours. So I think at one point my blood sugar was so low, I just asked someone to like buy me fruit. It's like, "Can
Dude,
you
those
buy me
shows
fruit?"
get delayed like a
Yeah.
bunch, dude. And it's either like there's no one there in the lineup. I mean, you're one of the best coaches here in the Philippines, man.
Oh,
Natural
thanks, man.
bodybuilding, you are you're hands down, absolutely
man.
the best coach here in the Philippines. So speaking of your athletes, what are some of your top tips for like somebody who wants to apply as your athlete? Like, what do you try to do for them? Like, what is, I guess in short, what is the best things that an athlete needs to adapt if they're going to start getting serious like with bodybuilding and wanting to get coached? Like, what do they need to do?
Well, bodybuilding is definitely it's okay. So if you're doing bodybuilding just to like build your body and not compete, it's very different. It's a very different mindset, I think. When it comes to competition, wait, sorry. I think we need to close the door.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Is it distracting for you?
Yeah, the
Okay.
cats.
It's rolling around though.
Yeah, the
Keep it
cats.
rolling.
Juan has 2 cats, by the way, so Bubbles and Bucket, and they're like walking in and out of the room. So
It's like,
bye.
No.
There he is.
Sorry.
So, what are the top 3 things that you would ask your clients? Are most of them athletes, or are most of them like just like lifestyle people?
A lot of them are lifestyle
Lifestyle
clients,
people.
yeah.
So, for the lifestyle people, what are like the 3 things that they need to know or they need to do before hiring or before going to you for coaching?
That's a good question. I would say, well, it depends on their level of experience in terms of training and also nutrition. I think one of the most important things would be to create good habits, because if you don't set yourself up for the day,
Yeah.
you're going to end up failing.
Yeah.
So I think setting up good habits is a good one. If they're not eating that great, I would say make small changes to get to the change that they want to see. Because if you go from like eating all fast food all day,
What's wrong with
and
that?
then what's up?
What's wrong with that?
A lot of things. Well, if you go from that and then trying to eat clean,
Yeah,
they might last for like a week.
that's true.
And then they're gonna start binging.
Yeah.
So typically for that, I would say like just take out one bad thing first and then replace it with something good, and then taper from there.
Yeah.
So that's the second thing. The third thing would be just to get moving. They don't even have to go to the gym. You know, if they're like sedentary all day, try to go for a walk, 15 minutes in the morning. And then that will lead to like better habits.
Yeah, because I just noticed, like, especially now during ECQ, dude, everybody's just sedentary. Like, nobody's really as active as they used to be. But at the same time, there are actually more people who are active too. Like, you have people biking to work now since there's like no more public transport, or not as much, like the routes that go specifically indoor or like to like specific areas. So more people are biking now, which is a good thing, I think. But how are the gyms nowadays? I mean, I haven't been back at a gym since March, or since like the start of lockdown. So how is it now?
It's empty. I don't know how they're running right now, to
Yeah?
be honest, yeah. I'm I'm fortunate enough to go downstairs because there's a Gold's Gym
Dude, I'm
downstairs.
so jealous of you. It's just right there, dude. Anytime. Is it like 24 hours or no?
No, so actually the hours are weird.
Okay.
They're open from 7 a.m. until 10 a.m. Then they close from 10 to 2 for cleaning,
Well, that's good.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really
That's good.
great. And then it's like 2 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I also go to Anytime Fitness. So it's just a walk down the road.
Oh, so you go to 2 gyms now?
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude. Anytime Fitness and Gold's Gym.
Yeah. Because Gold's Gym, I got their pre-selling rate.
Okay.
So it basically paid for itself. It was so cheap.
And I mean, it's right downstairs, so I
Yeah,
mean, how can you not, right?
Exactly.
If you need
But
it-
there are some machines that Gold's Gym doesn't have that
Ooh.
it does. So that's why I
Okay.
go to both.
So somebody asked a question because I asked some stories and I was like throwing some questions for the topics and everything. What's your opinion on people saying it's all about genetics when it comes to bodybuilding?
Ooh. Oh man, that's a good question. That's true.
It is kind of true, right?
It is true if you're trying to be very competitive and you want to be the best.
Right.
Yes, genetics has a huge role.
Yeah.
Right. But you can have really bad genetics and still win a show.
Yeah.
If no one is better than you.
And
on
that's
stage.
just the competing side of it. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody can get in shape no matter what your genetics are.
Yeah.
But in terms of the symmetry, the proportion, that's where the competing and the competitive side of bodybuilding comes in, where you need to have good genetics, right?
But for like the average person, I feel like if you stick with that mindset, you're shorting yourself so much from
That's true.
your potential. Right? So like if I told myself that, oh, I can't have good legs or big arms because of my genetics, then I won't even try.
Yeah, that's true. Or it's like, for example, like with me, right? Like I've been trying to grow out my calves, dude, since I
It's like
since I gym with you in
90% of
Anytime
guys.
Fitness, dude. It's just that never-ending story. But I mean, yeah, like genetically, I don't have the best calves because both my parents have. Actually, no, I'm lying. Both my parents have good calves. It skipped a generation. And
skipped you.
yeah, dude, I got my grandpa's calves. So I mean, it's just overall, you have to just hit it hard with the same amount of volume, if not more. So if you're lagging in certain body parts, you can't use genetics as an excuse all the time.
Yeah, you can't. You can't
Yeah.
at
So
all.
I mean, that's for the lifestyle part, though.
Yeah.
But for competing, when you see Mr. Olympia, you see the top 10 of any category. Those are like the most genetically gifted people on planet Earth. Right.
But it's also, like just because they have good genetics doesn't mean that they're not working hard.
exactly.
So
But
both,
some people
both
will-
combined.
Exactly. But what about for like tips for like muscle growth? Speaking of like, having to work for your growth and for hypertrophy, what are like your top tips for growing muscle?
Well, the obvious one would be progressive overload. I feel like a lot of people would say that. I also think frequency is very important. When I first started, somebody told me that I should only work one muscle group once a week because it takes a week for you to like recover. So I did that for like 6 months, which was great because I had newbie gains.
Yeah.
But then after that point, I wasn't growing.
Yeah.
So I figure, okay, what if I did this 2 times a week or 3 times a week? So there was a point, I think my best chest growth was in 2014. That was my first bodybuilding debut. I hit chest 3 times per week. 3
Damn,
times.
dude, 3 times.
Yeah. And then I was also doing small off for legs.
Smolov,
First.
that's like the Russian or is that like Russian or Bulgarian?
I have no
Eastern
idea.
European country.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Those guys are hardcore, dude.
They are, but small off, I did squats 4 times a week during my cut.
God damn.
And yeah, so I was losing weight and gaining strength too. So
Yeah.
that was the most growth. And I was like, damn, this is like 4 times a week squatting, like high volume too.
Yeah.
Like 4x10, 5x8,
Yeah,
5x7, I forget.
I mean, that's one of those things that like people like think about, like they ask questions, what's your program going to be when you start cutting, or what's your program for bulking? But I think the way I see it is you have to kind of get stronger whether you are bulking or whether you are trying to cut, because for bulking, of course, get stronger because you want to build new muscle, hypertrophy. But at the same time, for cutting, you got to get stronger to retain the muscle. So what are your like top 3 tips for muscle retention?
Muscle retention, just lift, well, especially during a cut, right? Lift as heavy as you can safely as possible.
Yep.
All right, that's one. Number 2, It has a lot to do with nutrition because, I mean, I get a lot of people who come to me wanting to cut, but they're coming from like really bad nutrition or they're coming from very low calories.
Yeah.
So for me, I've noticed a huge difference in muscle retention when that client is already coming from a bulk and they can start at higher calories.
What would you do for the people that like started out with like really low calories? Do you like bump it up first?
I will tell them straight up, like, you're not going to look that great.
You just tell
during
them.
cut. Yeah.
I think that's the best way, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta make it realistic for them.
Because by the end of 12 weeks, 20 weeks, they're not going to be satisfied with their look. So you have to, as a coach, you have to be responsible in that aspect and say like, hey, listen, like this would be the ideal plan for you to kind of get your calories back up. It might take 4 or 8 weeks and then we can start cutting. Or we can start cutting now and then you'll look not as great by the end of it.
Yeah, that's true. And what about for like cardio? What is like somebody's asking like on my stories, what is the best way or what is the best cardio routine that will not burn muscle?
Cardio routine, I always prioritize steps, just walking.
Steps.
Anything that's low intensity that you can recover from, I think is the best. But then some people don't have that much time, right?
Yeah.
So like if you have a lot of time, then get 10,000, 15,000 steps, do
Same,
like an
dude.
hour of low intensity treadmill. But if someone doesn't have time, then they have to resort to some kind of, shorter cardio. So like HIIT or miss, which is medium intensity.
Yeah.
But that one, it takes a little longer to recover, but it depends on the person's lifestyle.
Yeah, dude. I mean, when Pat and I were prepping, like the one thing that we would do is just like walk around in the malls. I mean, just like get your steps in the mall. Because I mean, when you're at home and if you're going to go out anyway, might as well just stay out a bit longer and just walk around, get your steps in. And I mean, getting your steps in is just one of the best ways to like track your energy throughout the day,
Yeah,
your
exactly.
energy output. Because in the gym, like you can do an hour of cardio, but if you're sitting at home all day and that's all you're doing, it's just going to balance out. It might even make you gain weight. So
And then also with steps, if you don't have like a smartwatch, you can just use your phone, so it tracks your steps there. So you can't really track your calories lost when you're like lifting in the gym if you don't have like a smartwatch.
yeah, or you can just like manually count it. Right? Just keep a mental note in your head.
Exactly.
It was like 2, 3, 4, 5.
Not like that. Did you see that one post? It's been resurfacing.
Which one?
This guy. I don't want to say any names,
Okay.
but he was saying that you can burn 600 calories in 4 minutes. Did you hear about that?
Was it a local guy who said that?
Yeah.
You can burn 600 calories in 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Is that the PNP chief?
I'm not gonna say anything.
Say it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it was a post from like 2014,
Okay.
and for some reason it started resurfacing again.
Mhm.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, by the way, I got something for you, Pat. Can you hand it to me? I got a gift for you.
Oh, what is it?
So, it's actually not for you.
What is this?
It's a cat dancer for Bubbles or Bucket.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know what to get. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna like this.
Cardio. Get their steps in.
Bubbles is not gonna go for it, right?
Seriously?
Maybe. Not sure.
Try it out, dude. Do they have a cat dancer?
We just use one of the ropes or the
Oh,
things that
dude.
they use for like.
Try that one because like the way it moves, it's like a snake.
Oh really?
So it's like, yeah, dude, they love it.
Okay.
Like they go crazy for it.
All right. This
But
is for
yeah.
Jareen actually.
But yeah, man. So
Thank you. Appreciate
yeah, for
that.
sure, man. I didn't know what to get you.
Oh, thank
and
you,
I
thank
wanted to get you like some drinks, but you were cutting right now, so
Yeah.
I didn't know if that would like affect your training or whatever.
Yeah, I've been cutting since April.
How's that going for you?
It's really nice, actually. There's no end date, so that's why there's no
lifestyle
pressure.
cut, man.
Yeah, this is actually the first lifestyle cut that I'm doing. That's like really successful.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no end date, so I might do this till next April, till next May.
Okay.
I have only one client that has. His cut was a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Mike Sheen, this is for you.
Lifestyle cut?
Lifestyle cut.
Okay.
Yeah. And his results are pretty awesome. Like he didn't feel hungry.
What's your opinion on alcohol and cutting? Because speaking of that, like, can people drink while they're cutting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I drank once a week in 2014's prep.
Yeah.
Not because my wife at the time was here, because when I was prepping for 2014, I was back in New Jersey. So yeah, it wasn't like I was like lonely or missing her or anything like that. I just wanted to try it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it still works. I mean, you just count the calories, and then for me, I like to decrease carbs and fat for my calories to make up for the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Usually my go-to one would be Jameson.
Jameson. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I think the problem with alcohol, though, for most people is that it's the food that they eat after that makes them...
The munchies.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.
Yeah, it's not really the alcohol itself. I mean, it can make you sluggish in the morning if you're trying to, like, work out.
Yeah.
But if you drink, like... I think a shot of Jameson is 65 calories. If I'm not
Ooh,
mistaken.
it's already computed.
Yeah. So I'll take out like a couple servings of rice just to have 3 shots, and then I'm good. Something
Yeah,
like
dude,
that.
you can pretty much have whatever food you want as long as you're tracking your macros. I mean, have you seen that Instagram page, Sukat Squad?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. They're
Shout out
good.
to Sukat Squad. The guy's guy or girl. I don't know who's
I don't
running
know
the
who's
page,
doing
man.
it. A group?
I don't
I'm
know,
not
dude.
sure.
I think it's just one person.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I'm not really
It's
sure.
mysterious.
But it's crazy, dude. I mean, IIFYM for the Philippines, I mean, that's like the dream. Like everything has macros now.
Mhm.
And I mean, when it comes to tracking your calories, right now, do you like weigh everything or is it intuitive?
Right now it's intuitive. I
Okay.
can't do intuitive eating during a bulk.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very hard. I do it more so for cutting now since April.
Since April.
If you check MyFitnessPal, I have nothing logged. Seriously, since I think May. Yeah, since May.
Same, dude. I haven't had a log in my MyFitnessPal 2 since 2018.
Oh
Since
my
last prep,
God,
dude,
really?
nothing. All I'm counting right now is just like my scale weight, and I'm making sure that that goes up like at least per week,
Mm.
like at least 1 pound per week. I'm trying to 1 pound every 2 weeks, but I mean it's hard to like have to eat so much all the time. Sometimes, you know.
For me, I already know my portion sizes for protein,
Mhm.
and then if I get hungry, I'll just eat carbs and fat.
Okay,
That's
like
it, yeah.
what is your go-to meals for like bulking? Like if you were to say like what are like some staple meals that you always know that you could rely on?
I think they're the same as my cutting ones. I just eat tuna and rice.
Tuna and rice.
That's it.
Yeah, dude. For me, it's usually like pasta and like chicken,
Mhm.
like any sort of pasta and mixed with like a protein, whether
Oh,
it's
that
beef or chicken.
Sunshine one, that
Yeah.
Sunshine brand.
Yeah, dude. Any brand of
Yeah.
pasta. I like to have like just cook it in a huge batch
Mhm.
and then like cook the protein by itself, put it in the freezer, put it in the
Yeah,
fridge,
yeah.
and then just like heat it up.
Mhm.
So I think that's like the easiest way because when you're cutting, it's a bit harder, of course, to like you can't do IIFYM all the time.
Yeah.
Like you can't just be eating out all the time. You have to have some like set foods just so you're able to adhere to your diet a little bit more.
Mhm.
But for bulking, I guess those are the meals to just like throw on top of like other meals. Like if you're gonna eat out, I need to have an extra meal at home.
Yeah.
So those are the things that help me. Pasta, super high calorie, and I like to have like a beef, like a fatty beef,
Mhm.
just to get the extra calories in because I need like around 3.2 to 3.3 to like
Oh wow.
yeah, dude. As in, I have to have a lot of calories. But right now, I'm like 170, 175, 176.
That's a lot of calories.
Yeah, dude.
for your weight.
Yeah, dude. As in, it's insane. Because if I know for sure I'm not hitting that amount of calories. Even if I feel full, dude, I have to force feed.
Mhm.
Like I literally have to force feed. Like right before bed, I will know like I'm not eating properly if I'm not going to bed disgustingly full.
Yeah.
Like it just has to be that way.
That's a good tip for all the ectomorphs because I went through that.
Yeah.
I'm 15 years deep into lifting and nutrition.
Mhm.
And the hardest part during my weight gain phase was towards the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I was 135 pounds, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And from there to like 175 was like super difficult.
And then as you get heavier, it gets a little bit easier.
It gets
right?
a little easier, yeah.
It's
it
kind of
does.
weird how it works that way, right? Like
Yeah.
at first, it's so hard to eat, and then all of a sudden, when you get used to it,
I think, well, you would have to build a substantial amount of muscle at that point. So I think your body would just start to burn it easier.
or you're just like not burning muscle, but you're eating that much, right?
Exactly.
How do you stay motivated while working out at home? Because somebody's asking, like, what is like your main source of motivation now? Like for home workouts, what's a tip that you can give to stay motivated while training at home?
I might not be the best person to ask that because I found it very difficult. I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah, for sure.
I found it so difficult to continue working out at home after like month 2 of ECQ.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 months were fine. I was using my dumbbells. I have 2 sets of dumbbells, 35 and 60 pound. And by the way, I was doing some exercises that I've never done before.
Yeah.
Because I only had those 2 weights.
Yeah.
Like standing single arm overhead press with my 60 pound dumbbells.
Dang, dude. And then the increments.
I've never done that
yeah.
before. I was like, all right, I have no choice. It's either 35 or 60.
Mm-hmm.
And then also use booty bands from you guys. Thank you.
For sure.
Your resistance bands. Did that. But yeah, after like the second month, honestly, it got boring.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
I wasn't as motivated because everything going on and whatnot. So instead, I was keeping busy with like doing music.
I've seen, dude, and your blender, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
Not
you're
like
getting crazy good at blender, man.
Well, they can Blender as in the 3D software, not
yeah,
mixing blender.
No, blender baking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm using that. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I've been doing that since I think July. So
That was like your like ECQ activity, right?
exactly. Yeah.
So where'd you like first learn how to like do it? Did you just like decide like
It's just
I
on
want to get
YouTube.
into
Just on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah.
Dude, you can learn everything on YouTube now.
Mm-hmm.
But is that a free program that anyone can just like download?
It is a free program, yeah.
Okay.
So any artists out there, if you guys want to try it out, 3D software, it's called Blender.
Blender.
Yeah, it's an open source program.
So one of the most popular questions that I always usually get is like, how do you get your girlfriend to start lifting? And the funny part is, Pat started lifting maybe a year or 2 after I started going to the gym, but that was by force. Like I literally had to make her go, like, because she was like, why do you spend so much time at the gym? Like, you know, like,
No way.
yeah, she was one of those like, why are you always at the gym? Like, what are you doing there? Like,
Oh,
why do your workouts take so long?
Mhm.
So I literally had to be like, just come here and I'll teach you a few exercises and we can start with that. Like she wanted to grow her glutes. So
Mhm.
it's like, okay, so basic squats, leg press, and then she got super strong and she started like blowing up her quads a little too much and she
Mhm.
wasn't really targeting glutes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
now
how
she's
she
a pro.
That's the crazy part, man. And all of a sudden she turned pro before me. She started winning competitions
All right.
years before I even like, yeah, way before me. Like I won one and that was like my total win. That's it. But before that, I mean, it's crazy to think like she wasn't even like into sports
Mhm.
before like going like, yeah, before training. Like that was like her
I
first sport.
I saw Pat's before photos.
Yeah, dude. She was just like she was a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
Little Miss Patricia on Flickr, check it out.
No
yeah,
way.
that's where the name came from. But like, what are some of the recommendations you would give like to somebody who wants to get their girlfriend to start lifting, or wife?
Or a wife. That's a hard question because I can't even get my wife to the gym. She's signed up for a couple gyms and she's gone maybe like 3 times.
Uh-huh.
And one of those times she just watched me do deadlifts. That was it. I think it's hard, man. I mean, I would probably. Okay, so in your situation,
Yeah, I just got lucky.
you just got lucky.
I just got
and
lucky.
Forced her to go.
Yeah.
It's really something that the person has to like really like.
Yeah.
To stick with it. For my wife, if I were to get her to go to the gym, I would probably hire somebody because she won't listen to me at all. I've tried to train her before. She's
That's a
like,
good
"Oh,
point.
this is too tiring. Like, I'm sore. I'm sweaty."
Yeah, dude, it really just depends on the person, I guess, right?
Mhm.
It's crazy because I mean, some people like they all of a sudden just go full force into it. Like they try it a few times, and next thing you know, they're competing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had clients like that before? Like they just wanted to do like lifestyle cuts before, and then all of a sudden, full on competing.
I think I've had a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not compete right away, but they see their potential and they want to compete next time. So one of them is actually Dennis,
Mhm,
athlete,
yeah.
Dennis DeSillo. We worked together in 2017. Did a first cut, it was like 12 weeks,
Mhm.
and then he loved his results. And then the next year, he competed, and then he competed again in 2019.
Yeah.
So he's won like 3rd place, 2nd place. So next year we're going for the gold. We're supposed to
Yeah.
go for the gold this year, but of course.
Do you have any competition plans this year? Or, I mean, what are your plans so far as of competing?
This year was supposed to be my year to compete after 3 years of off season.
Same.
So yeah, That was the plan. That's why I'm doing like a lifestyle cut instead, because I had already planned it. But to compete next time, I don't even think next year, because I would need to grow again.
Yeah.
So maybe 3, 4, 5 years or so.
I saw the whole transformation showdown, which is about to end, right?
Yeah.
So how many applicants do you get, or how many guys signed up for that, and girls?
It's an even amount actually, like 40 to 60 split.
Dang.
Yeah.
So like how many winners are you gonna have? Is it gonna be, how's it gonna be judged, by the way?
So we have 40 contestants, and there's 3 categories.
Okay.
So best male transformation, best female, and then we have a most inspirational.
Okay.
Yeah. So 3 categories, and we're gonna have the top 3 for each.
Okay.
Get either cash and prizes or prizes. One of the sponsors is actually you guys.
Yeah.
Booty Band. So thank you so much for that.
For sure.
And then the judging, we have 3 judges.
I know one of them.
2 confirmed right now, and then the third one I'm going to call a little later today. That third judge is Timberwolf.
Oh,
yeah.
If you guys haven't checked out Timberwolf is one of the OG IIFYMers. I noticed, like, with like some of the best natty athletes, why do you guys all have long hair? You've got long hair. Alberto Nunez has long hair.
I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy.
What's the thing with the long hair and the gains, man? Timberwolf has long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I gotta grow my hair out. Kent has long hair.
Ken has long hair.
Ken has long hair.
He's huge. He's one of my athletes. I think he's what, 21, 22?
I don't know.
I forget.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. He's
Crazy.
like 200 pounds right now.
What are you right now?
I am 181.
181.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was 212 in April.
That was the start. That was the end of your bulk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you just started to like transition into the whole
Lifestyle.
maintain lifestyle thing. Yeah.
So for my lifestyle cut, it's like I'll lose 10 pounds and then I'll just chill
Mm-hmm.
for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll lose like another 4 pounds and then just chill again.
Yeah, dude. It beats having to like prep, like that dark side of prep where
Yeah, I'm not
everything
going
is
crazy.
just-
I don't
yeah,
have like
dude.
foggy brain or anything.
Exactly. So like what are like the 3 best tips that you could say is the best strategy for staying sane while prepping?
You need to, well, utilize your macros. You need to treat yourself once in a while.
Yes.
That's very, very, very important. Get enough sleep. Get enough rest. Not just enough sleep, but like good REM sleep.
Quality sleep.
Quality sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the third one is enjoy life. Like
Enjoy.
don't be so focused on your training, and do the things that you like to do throughout the day. Just less of it, so you can make time to like recover, rest, and train.
Yeah.
But don't neglect stuff that you normally do.
Live your life a bit.
Mhm,
Yeah,
exactly.
don't like say no to like invitations to eat out. I mean,
Yeah.
strategize, work around it.
Exactly.
Like if you know that you're going to be celebrating a birthday party with a family member, save up calories for that day, maybe do more cardio the day before, or make up for it with cardio the day after, something like that. Intermittent fasting always works out well for that, for keeping your calories.
That's really important now for the States because Thanksgiving's coming up.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so I have
That's
a lot
true.
of clients asking me like what to do.
Hmm.
So I tell them, well, it's gonna be very difficult to count your calories and whip out your scale during a dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do that because I'm a little crazy, but that's if I'm like on a prep. But if you're just doing a lifestyle, it's really not practical for you to do that. So
Yeah.
for them, I have them eating less the day before and then less the day after.
Right.
So they can kind of not pig out, but enjoy themselves.
Yeah,
during
they
that
have like a bigger
Thanksgiving.
calorie like stockpile that's
Mhm.
waiting for them. You just have to time it to that day.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's
Just drink some extra water and do some extra cardio the next day.
Yeah, should be fine.
Mhm.
Remember when we had the 10,000 calorie challenge?
Oh no, I don't
No, wait, no,
remember that.
not the 10,000, 50,000 calorie
I
challenge.
don't remember that. It's so foggy.
Dude,
I don't even remember my name by the end of it.
dude, that fucked me up for like a week. Like, cause I remember we ate at Tongyang the week before it, I think, or
Did
was it
we?
after? Remember when we ate with JP at like Tongyang or something?
Yeah. That's
And then
right.
like, so my stomach was already hurting from that, and then it carried over into like the 50,000 calorie challenge, and that fucked me up for literally a week or like 2 weeks even. Like,
When was that 2016?
Gosh, that was.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
It's almost
2016.
half a decade ago.
4 years ago, man. That's insane. Almost 5. Yeah, because that was around like January, December. It's actually like coming up, the anniversary of the 50K
man.
challenge.
Should we do it again?
Yeah, dude. Post COVID,
Post-COVID. All
we should do it with like 10 people and make it 100,000 calories.
No, Miko, stop. Pat has to join though.
Oh yeah, for sure. So last time, yeah, dude, those were the good days. Now we're all at home, waiting for the news, see if we're still locked down or whatever, trying to get back to normal life. How have you been coping?
It's been good. Like I mentioned before, I've been doing like my 3D work, trying to stay sane, still working out, and then it's just a waiting game from here. I feel like we've been so used to staying at home. Can't believe it's already like almost December.
Yeah,
Right.
they said it was gonna be gone by like half the year, right? It started in March, and
I said no, it's gonna be much longer.
I said
They
that
have to,
too.
They have to run trials.
Exactly.
To get the vaccine,
Dude, I'm
right?
actually surprised they came up with the vaccine this early. Like usually it's supposed to be like a year and a half, 2 years, right?
Yeah. What are the companies? Pfizer, Moderna.
Yeah, those
then
two.
There's another one in the UK too.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not really. Are you gonna take it right away?
Probably not. I need 100% with like all kinds of people taking it.
Exactly.
Not just select.
Can't be the guinea pig, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that kind of concerns me. Like now, it's like I think about it. I'm like sleeping. I'm just like, shit, man. Like, what's gonna happen? Like to the first like batch of people who take the vaccine. Like, are the side effects gonna show or something?
Well, there are some side effects for Pfizer's, I believe.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The first test, like some people were having some fevers. I think once Moderna announced that their vaccines didn't hurt as much as Pfizer's, like their stocks went up right away, and like Pfizer's went down. So
Yeah, dude. Crazy world, man. Such a crazy world now. But back to bodybuilding.
Yes.
Like, anyway. So here's a question for like workout frequency. Like, is it okay to like do 2-a-day workouts, like 2-a-days, and then someone's even asking like a 3-a-day workout? Like, what do you recommend for that?
If you can recover from it, I would say yes. When I worked with Grant, he was doing like 3 days.
He was?
Yeah. So in 2 days, 3 days, he was spending like 2 hours in the gym, sometimes 3 hours. Then he would still make time to walk in the malls.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, his recovery was like really awesome. But again, it's not for everybody. And if you have the time for it, then yeah. I would say if you have the time for it, spend as much time resting, recovering, and then if you can get fitness in, then do it. Yeah.
So someone's asking too, like, is it normal to be sore a day after working out, even if this person has been working out for like 2 or 3 years?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Right.
If you're using like more weight than you should or than you're used to, then I would say, yeah, that's normal.
If your muscle's being stretched more than usual too,
Yeah,
you're going to get DOMS from that.
Or if you're doing a totally different routine, you're going to get DOMS. Like if you've done, let's say, chest and triceps for 2 years straight, and then you switch it to like chest and biceps, then yeah, your biceps might get a little more sore than it would in a back and biceps day. Something like that.
So let's bang it out real quick. What are your top 3 supplements for people? What are your go-to supplements?
Go-to supplements, the easiest ones. Whey protein. Any brand, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Any brand.
What's the best brand, bro?
The best one that works for you, bro.
Concentrate or isolate?
The one that doesn't make me poop.
Yeah, dude.
Right away.
No, that's a huge one. For me, that's a huge one. Like, I can't like some proteins for whatever reason. I have a really sensitive stomach, so like, if it's like, I wouldn't say cheaper, but like, I think the proteins that, well, I guess so. Like, if there's like a lot of fillers in there,
Yeah.
I'll feel that. So I usually stick to a good isolate.
I like, haven't had any problems with EHP Labs
EHP.
right now. Yeah.
I like Dimetize, man. I've always been a fan of Dimetize.
I use Dimetize creatine.
Creatine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
the second
That's
supplement.
the second one. Yeah. Creatine monohydrate from Dimetize. I put that one over Optimum Nutrition because it dissolves really well and there's no like bad aftertaste.
You don't get like that weird, like gritty thing in
No,
your teeth.
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Dimetize is like top tier creatine for me.
For a lot of supplements, man, I mean, I think
Yeah.
they're really good. Like, for me, they've always been my favorite brand. Dimetize all the way.
Their whey flavors are good. I'll give you that.
That's what started out. Like the way, like the chocolate, like you can smell it, like right when you open the cap, like you can smell it right away. It's very distinct. It's like a real chocolate smell and flavor.
Yeah. And then the third one would be good pre-workout. So anything that has L-citrulline, malate, if it has beta-alanine, that's good, but it's not important. I use Gym Pre right now.
Gym by
Gym's
JYM, right?
JYM, yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
those three you can actually get from Supplement Hub.
Supplement Hub. Shout out Supplement Hub.
Shout out Supplement Hub. Yep.
So what about for like like workout routines? What would you say is a good workout? Like people always ask what's the best workout routine they should start with, or like what's the best workout routine that they need for building muscle? Like what would you recommend as like a kind of a good workout that they should like try focusing on for building muscle?
Especially if they're really new, I mean, it's important to work out each muscle group at least once a week, right? But then from there, prioritize the ones that you want to see the most improvements in. So if you want a better chest, stronger, more lean chest or something like that, then I would prioritize that over some of the like other exercises. So maybe do that 2 times a week.
Okay.
So if you want to grow legs, you can't grow legs just doing it 1 time a week. You do it 2 times. Right.
Yeah.
So also mix up your exercises so that you can see which one works best for you and what you like, which one gives you the best stimulation. Because I have a lot of people. Well, I have clients that don't respond the same with some certain exercises, and that's due to just not being able to feel it, not good mind-muscle connection, or if their posture is different when they're working out. They might not be able to feel the muscle. So I tend to give a lot of my clients like all kinds of exercises and then ask for their feedback, which one they like best, and just stick with that.
Okay.
Just keep it very simple.
Have you ever coached anyone for like powerlifting?
I've had a small handful of powerlifters. But I tell them like I'm not a powerlifting coach, but I do powerlifting. I've done it before. So
Dude, the first time I met you, funny enough, was at a powerlifting meet.
yeah,
That was
that's right.
when
We
was
shared
that?
we shared the same bar. When was that? When did we share the same
That was
bar?
that was
The
2017.
warm-ups, right? 2016.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that's right,
August.
that's right,
August
yeah.
2016.
August 2016. Yeah, dude, I remember I was like, okay, the heaviest attempt for deadlifts. It was like, I think I remember it was like 260, right?
I forget what it was in kilos. Yeah, 260.
Yeah, I remember it was like 260. I was like, who's pulling that? And then like I saw you and I was just like, oh, dude, he's jacked. Like I was like, okay. So I remember like going through like the IG or like the Facebook page, I think, for like the meet for whatever it was. I forgot what it was called. What? You went through it? No?
She reached out to me. Pat reached out to me through IG.
Oh yeah, Pat showed me. Like Pat was like, "Oh look," as in I remember
Yo, give
seeing
her credit.
You. Yeah.
Credit, Miko.
Sorry, Pat. But yeah, Pat found you and she found your IG and she was like, "Check it out. He's an FIMer." I was like, "Oh." Dang.
I remember your message, the first message. You asked if I was sponsored at the time.
Oh dang, yeah, dude, that was way back, dude. It feels
And I
like
met JP and I was like, this dude is huge. He's ripped.
Yeah, man.
'Cause he just came from a competition, right? Yeah.
what
I remember that.
competition was that?
That was in the States.
Oh, Arnold's in the States. Yeah, I'm getting like mixed up because it was like Arnold's Asia because that was the same year.
That was Pat's,
Yeah,
right?
that was
Yeah.
Pat's. That was a week after that powerlifting meet. We went to the Arnold's Asia where Pat competed.
Oh, that was right after?
That was right. That was a week after.
Dang.
So that's the funny
Oh,
part.
that's why
like-
you're so lean. The hell?
Yeah, dude. She was. Wait, was that?
Oh, you
was that the
competed
one?
too.
That's why I was strong.
Yeah, that's right.
You competed too.
Oh, because the women's I remember was like the week before the men's. Like it was separate. The women's and the men's were like 2 different days. So
Yeah,
I remember
one day
I saw
before.
you during the men's day. Yeah, because that's when Pat competed, and you didn't get to see her compete. I think because she did
No,
the day
no, no,
before.
no.
Powerlifting is so different.
Yeah.
Like training for powerlifting and like the commands and everything. You have like the whole start thing. But you know, I'm not really a powerlifter. Like I train for powerlifting because I like the structure. I like the structure that it gives, like the progressive overload of it. Because I mean, I think that's one good way to know that you are not losing muscle is if you are getting stronger.
Yeah.
So that's why I enjoy like powerlifting, power building, because you know it's just a good gauge.
It's the
overall.
best of both worlds.
Exactly.
That's something actually really hard to coach as an online coach is
Really?
powerlifting because like you literally have to be there or you have to send your client like a whole checklist of things. Like if you don't lift this much, then you have to increase it by this amount of weight.
And you have to see them like rep it out because like with their form and everything, like they may be getting like, you know, the reps in, but if they have like ugly form or they're like, you know, muscling it up with like not the proper form, then
You guys were being coached, right, at that time?
Yeah, we were coached by, we're still well, not anymore, but yeah, Zach Trahan sent us a program, but I didn't believe the numbers that he sent me for that meet, man. It was too heavy for me. I was like, I don't think I'm going to get this. I mean, I think I could have if I grinded it out. Like, it would have been a perfect, like, third attempt, like, really a grinder. But I was playing it a little bit safe because it was my first one, and I just didn't want to bomb out.
Yeah, it's like, if he was there, I think you would have done it.
Probably.
The energy is so much different when you have a coach there.
Exactly, because it's just like, you know, I'm just going by the numbers. So I didn't really trust myself.
You don't have anyone psyching you up.
Yeah,
slapping you in the traps.
Yeah, dude. Never got that. That was just like, you can do it. So here's a pretty good question. How does this person's pretty much asking tips on how to earn from fitness.
Oh, how to earn from fitness.
Yeah. COVID cough, sorry.
Oh, God. How to earn from fitness?
Yeah.
You don't really earn from fitness. You earn from, like, right now, people who are in fitness earn from social media.
Exactly.
Like, you can't, it's so different now. Like, the game has totally changed. Right? If you're popular in fitness, then you have an edge because then you can use whatever platforms that you want to monetize. So through Facebook videos, through YouTube. If you have a website where like people can go there to ask for tips, you make videos for them. They can like subscribe to a monthly fee or something like that. But if you're just getting into fitness and you want it to make it a career, no one's paying you. And if you get sponsored, you're getting sponsored like X amount of dollars if you're lucky.
Yeah.
You normally get supplements, you get like clothing, things like that.
Tumblers.
You can't really pay the bills with it.
Exactly.
So don't go into fitness thinking that you're going to make money. It's a good incentive if you do, but yeah, don't rely on it.
Yeah, especially like a lot of people are like, they think that by competing and by winning and turning pro, like all of a sudden your life is going to be like, you know, you're going to be earning from that. But it's actually the exact opposite. You're going to be putting more money into competing. I mean, most of the people who compete put out more money than like in a week than sometimes the prize money itself.
Yeah.
Because you don't even really get, I mean, unless you're like the open category, like bodybuilding, you get like maybe 100,000 in some events here and some, and that's just some. But I mean, like making a living strictly from competing alone, I just don't think it's possible. And I don't think anyone even does that, like even now.
You really have to be the best and you have to win every single time.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I can only think of like 3 people who really like made like a good living out of just like, you know, being, not even like here. I think I would say it's Arnold, Ronnie Coleman, and probably Jay Cutler. I think those 3 guys are the only ones who were able to like, and Rich Piana.
Yeah.
Rich Piana, man. But I mean,
RIP.
Exactly. But I mean, the thing is, they're like entrepreneurs aside from, I mean, they made money from the products they made for bodybuilding, for fitness, supplements. But from competing alone, it's not going to happen. Like if people think that all of a sudden overnight you're going to turn pro and then your life is going to be made out for you by competing and you're going to earn from that, it just doesn't work that way. It's actually like the marketing that you were able to bring to their company, to whatever. But yeah, like you'll be lucky if you get paid in cash because most people, like you said, just get paid in like supplements or like apparel or like tumblers or just food or you know, things like that. But like strictly cash, if you get paid in cash, you are an employee of that company. I guarantee you. They're going to make you do so much just to earn that much cash because
you have to go to all their shows, all their events, be at the booths, things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
but
definitely not.
Yeah.
But you're going to be working for them like a lot. I mean, from what I think, lower back pain and lower back issues, that seems like a really common problem with like a lot of people, and it's very prone to injury, especially with the wrong form. I think you got injured before, right? With your lower back injury. How'd you get through that?
I injured my lower back doing bent over rows. I think my case is a little special because I actually have a 6 lumbar, which 90% of people don't.
Uh-huh.
So with that, I'm more prone to interior pelvic tilt. And when I did the bent over row, my lower body, like my legs weren't stacked, like they weren't stable. So then basically my back just went like that.
Oof.
Yeah, and I felt a little pop. I was okay for like the next hour, but the next morning I couldn't even get out of bed for like 2 hours.
Dang.
Yeah, like my life flashed before my eyes. Seriously.
So what'd you have to do like to get it like fixed?
Well, I contacted my. I have 2 mentors in the States during that time. So they're movement specialists, Joe Gonzalez and Elish. So they helped me get through it, doing some postural restoration exercises, and also I went to a chiropractor. So at the chiropractor, took X-rays, it showed what was wrong, and then I went to do sessions every 3 to 4 weeks, and I got I'm at like 99% right now. So, but it definitely took a lot of work. But again, that's a special case.
Yeah.
But for most people who get lower back pain, it's usually from it's not just from working out. It's from your everyday stuff too.
Yeah.
Like how you sit, how long you sit.
Yeah.
If I have this one client who didn't realize that he's been twisting his torso the whole time at night.
Oof.
Because when he eats with his family,
Uh-huh.
they watch TV together. So he's always turning this way.
Oh.
So there was a point during our sessions, during coaching, when he would twist to the left and there would be a lot of pain. So I asked him all these questions. And I wouldn't have asked these questions if I didn't go through
what you
lower
went
back
through.
pain too.
Yeah.
Because when I went through that, my chiropractor asked me like all these things, and I had to make a checklist. I was like, okay, starting to realize what I did throughout the day that would lead up to this pain. And for me, during that time when I injured my lower back, I was sitting for like 12 to 14 hours straight working. And with that, usually when you're sitting down, you're slouching, what you tend to do is sit up straight. But that's not correct, because when you sit up straight, now you're putting yourself into more interior pelvic tilt. So I was doing that for like 12 hours straight. Later that night, bent over rows, and then it just
gave out.
It just gave out.
Oh man.
Yeah. So if you're sitting for long periods of time, you should actually journal. Journal it. Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, okay, I sat for 4 hours. How do I feel? Like if you feel like a little bit kind of weird and there's some discomfort, you should get up right away. Do some cat-cow poses. That helps a lot, and then get back into working again.
Yeah, so that's perfect, because I mean, a lot of people here, like, they have office jobs, so like they sit for long periods of time. Like, what's the first thing they should do, like if they train right after work? Like, should they do some stretches first, like a few like yoga poses maybe that'll help out?
I would say do stretches and yoga poses that are the opposite of what you've been doing, if that makes any sense. So let's say, for example, if you've been deadlifting,
Okay.
right, your lower back will tend to flex, right? So then you would have to do some like glute bridges to kind of offset that a little bit.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Or if you're doing hip thrusts or hyperextensions, right, to work glutes, then your back's going to be more prone to arching. So then you'd have to do more flexion exercises. Yeah.
Okay. For women, like, let's just like get a little bit specific with that. What are like the top, like, what is your advice for women who want to lose weight, but they don't necessarily want to, like, they want to get stronger, but they want to lose some weight? Because like I noticed, like they can't like, a lot of them are uncomfortable like going full on bulk and then getting that like lean looking shape. So I guess in a way kind of recomping. Like for women, what do you recommend as like a good recomp protocol for them to follow?
Is this someone who's new to lifting, or
Someone who just lifts recreationally, I mean just for like health reasons, but they want to be in better shape. So I guess they're going to get a little bit more serious with their training. But not necessarily like full on competing.
That's a tough one. I definitely know that working with women, you need a little bit more attention to detail. Especially because women tend to want a specific look.
Yeah.
Right. So they're gonna get I feel like anyone is gonna get strong eventually, but as you're cutting weight, either you're a guy or a girl, you're gonna lose some strength. Just depends where, right? But if they want to, you asked if they want to get strong or maintain strength.
Yeah, they want to get like leaner, have like a more toned look, but they also want to get a lot stronger. But the thing is, this person is coming from like skinny.
Oh,
Yeah.
skinny. Okay.
Yeah, coming from a skinny frame. She wants to get stronger, but she doesn't have enough muscle to like get lean and all of a sudden,
Okay, that's
you know
more
what I mean?
specific then.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying from a higher body fat.
No. From like a lower body fat.
Lower
So
body fat.
someone who is kind of like, let's say around 90 to 100 pounds in that area and kind of skinny fat. Not really like skinny, like skinny fat. So she wants to get stronger, but she wants to at the same time.
Still keep her shape and not like put in too much body. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one. I mean,
It's like
as
it's like
you, yeah, that is a tough one. I don't think I've had any clients like that, to be honest. Maybe it's something that they thought about, but they never expressed to me.
Yeah.
But what I always tell my clients is that, like if you're starting out at a skinny weight and you want to gain weight, then you're gonna have to expect some kind of extra body fat.
Yeah.
Right. But I think to stay as lean as possible, you would have to at least start small.
Yeah.
In terms of caloric intake.
Yeah.
Right. There's a misconception where women think that they're gonna be super jacked all of a sudden or like super bulky.
Yeah.
If they start eating more.
Yeah.
But that's really not the case. You just have to start like 50 calories, 100 calories, 150 calories increase.
So start slow and just generally just ramp up a bit once you start gaining weight. Yeah, dude, it's so different, like the different types of people that approach you, I'm sure. Like you have those that start with higher body fat percentages and it's pretty easy, just reduce calories, incorporate more exercise. You also have guys who are skinny and want to gain weight. So it's just increase calories, increase training. So you also have the girls though that, same thing, lose weight, same thing, take out the calories. But I guess it's just that very niche, someone who's a little skinny, she wants to look stronger, she wants to not really gain much fat. So I think that's like the tricky one to like.
Yeah, that is a tricky one.
Yeah.
But definitely for that situation, I would say just you have to lift really as heavy as you can.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to put on weight but then lifting very light, you might not look that great.
Yeah, and you got to accept that you will put on a tiny bit of fat. It has to happen, I think.
It's all part of the process.
Exactly. Dude, that was a lot of questions, and I really appreciate you allowing us to come to your place and do this podcast, man. I know you've been really careful with COVID and everything, so...
Yeah, we don't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Besides, for me, the gym and just here and shop-wise downstairs,
so
and that's it.
Really appreciate you letting us come here and do this podcast, because I don't know where else to spread my COVID, man.
All right, we're staying in here.
Dreen is positive.
Get the Lysol.
No, but for real, man, I really appreciate this, and I don't know any better person to go to for coaching, for competing, whether you're competing or you're trying to just do it for a lifestyle cut or for building muscle. Juan is the guy to go to.
Thank you.
If you want to plug anything in, man, or...
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
My IG is at Huanimal, so that's HU Animal. And then if you want to check out my 3D work, it's Juan Imation. So Juan Imation.
Animation. Oh, and guys, wait for the Transformation Showdown.
Oh, yes, that too. Transformation Showdown, that's the IG name. December 5 is going to be the final day. So we're going to have a live Zoom.
Oh, it's going to be through Zoom.
Yeah. So Sunday, December 6th, Sunday, 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
So
and
be there for
our
that.
host is Mr. Ken Lizardo.
All right, man. So glad to have you on podcast number 5. It's Huanimal.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. And stay safe. Spread your COVID somewhere else.
No, I'll just spread it right here. Take care, guys.